next on All Access.
How's the steak? Steak is very good. I outdid myself. Watch, your sound guy's gonna test it out and tell me. We good there?
Oh, that is delicious.
Family, friends, food, football. Let's go.
Never forget how special it is to be out here, fellas. Everybody talking about happy Thanksgiving, being grateful, being thankful. That's what today is, being in this circle.
Would you say you're coming off your best game as an offensive unit?
It was a lot better, obviously, than it's been, and we need to continue to improve on that.
Right. Well, when we say Buffalo can score from anywhere on the field, they're coming over to double cover him, and he just splits it. Allen airs it out, and it's all over.
The Patriots missed out on a prime-time opportunity. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. I hope you all had a safe and happy Thanksgiving. The leftovers were stale and unfulfilling after New England's 3-game winning streak came to an end in Minnesota. The challenges, they continue as they'll be back in prime time again on Thursday when they take on the division-leading Buffalo Bills here in Foxborough, a team that didn't punt once in their playoff matchup in January. Before we break down the Bills, let's check out the sights and sounds from the Thanksgiving night game against the Vikings.
Patriots versus the Vikings. Let's go. Hey.
Let's go.
Thankful and grateful for the Patriots and Mr. Kraft and Bill, baby. Let's go.
Never forget how special it is to be out here, fellas. Everybody talking about happy Thanksgiving, being grateful, being thankful. That's what today is, being in this circle. Be great. That's what everybody wants from you. Back home, Thanksgiving night, everybody watching. Go out. Yes, sir. Go do it all. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Throws across the middle, it's caught, and it's a touchdown. Jefferson. And Minnesota strike first.
It's time to get us to play sideways. Look, it's time to get us to play sideways. Hey, let's trust the edge. Let's trust the edge is going to be there.
Backing up, time to throw. Deep down the middle. An open man, Aguilar for 5. Hit into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Really good, bud.
Patriots hanging in there. Split safety numbers. The safeties are a little bit higher. On the rotation, they're split, but they're a little bit tight.
Throw down the middle, intercepted by Jonathan Jones. He runs it back up the middle to the 40, right to the 50, outside 45, 40. Peppers with a block to the 30, to the 25, a cut to the far sideline. Shoved out of bounds by Good.
Block of the series. Block of the series. Hey.
The kick lifted to the uprights is good.
If I open my hips and it comes, I'm protected here. My shooter's coming, and then I go if it doesn't come.
Throwing it to the far side, Parker on the out, makes the grab with a toe tap. She's got time, throws down the middle, Aguilar catches the 10, dives to the 5. And it's good with 3 seconds to go on the half, and these teams are even.
Hey, that's a good try.
Throws across the middle, made by Myers, who takes a stick. Quick throw down the middle, Henry makes the catch at the 20, outside to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Patriots!
They're going to have to soften up and run by him again.
Handled, by Wanwu, who runs it left side, 20, 25, 30, cuts it right to the 40, down the sideline loose. No markers, touchdown, Minnesota!
What a kick in the you-know-whats.
Fires it left, catch by Henry, comes down on the goal line, touchdown, Patriots!
That's a catch.
He's on the ground. My hand's under.
After review, the pass is incomplete.
Here's Folk for a field goal try from 25. He's made another. Patriots coming after him. The punt is nearly caught by Strong. It's a high punt.
Defense number 35. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
You had to hit the putter, huh?
Steps up, throws to the end zone left, caught by Thielen, backpedaling to the pylon. Touchdown, Vikings.
So the AFC East now looks like this. New England's loss on Thanksgiving returns them to the division's basement. Meanwhile, in the conference, the Chiefs, Dolphins, Titans, and Ravens are all division leaders. The Jets' win, coupled with the Patriots' loss, means the Jets would be in today, while the Patriots are on the outside looking in, just a game behind. Welcome to our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. And as crazy as that sounds, after watching that game, was that one there for the taking?
Yeah, well, they certainly were in it, and they had a chance to win it. You get, a tie game in the fourth quarter, Mike. Obviously, that game is hanging in the balance. Just too many mistakes at key times, and I just think when you look back at it, it's missed opportunities in the red zone. I think that continues to be the thing offensively that's holding them back a little bit.
0 for 3 in the red zone. I was going to say, Steve, it was like our buffet on Thanksgiving. Turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing. I was there for the taking, and I was taking it, but they didn't. And to me, that's so disappointing. I think, talk about running into the kicker. Mm-hmm. If that penalty doesn't happen, I think they might have taken the game the way that was trending. Just went off the board for them and incredibly disappointing.
Yeah, and I don't even want to bring up the Hunter Henry touchdown, but okay, let's talk about Mac, because as crazy as that game was, as I mentioned, Mac still had his best game. Correct?
I think it was his best game in over a year. I go back to Cleveland last year. That was well before the bye, Mike, where he's sort of looking comfortable right from the start, getting the ball downfield a little bit. I thought once they established that they could throw the ball downfield in the first half, they sort of checked it down a little bit in the second half. You get Hunter Henry more involved. I thought it was as comfortable as I've seen him look, and it was as productive as the passing game has been in terms of moving the ball and scoring points. I know there was a lot of talk against the Jets. Well, they moved the ball. I didn't really think they moved the ball all that effectively in that game. In this one, I thought Mac Jones was really, really good.
Give him more time, and this is what's possible. So start with the protection. A couple things, though. I did think it sort of fell off the table there in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
I don't want to overlook the fact that as good as it looked in the first 3 quarters, it really dropped off when they needed it the most. So that's that was one thought that came to mind. But I thought overall very encouraging to build off of against one of the NFL's worst passing defenses. So I also have that on my mind as well.
Well, let's talk about the Patriots defense, because they've been playing well pretty much all year. This game, were they exposed?
Well, this is the thing this is the question, Mike. And you and I have been talking about it on this show. Yep. What's going to happen when?
Right.
We knew the offenses were coming. This is just a good offense, Minnesota. This isn't one of the great offense. They're going to face Buffalo. They're going to face Cincinnati. They're going to face Miami. They're going to be better offenses than this that they're going to see. And I did think they showed some cracks, especially the pass rush I was a little disappointed in, especially going against a banged-up offensive line. I had sort of written and been trumpeting, well, this is something that travels. A pass rush will travel and get you through. And unfortunately, they didn't get a lot of heat on Kirk Cousins.
I thought what Devin McCourty said after the game, if we play this way against number 1 receivers, it's going to be a long rest of the year. Now, credit to Justin Jefferson. He is a
terrific
sensational player.
Phenomenal.
But Patriots can play some of those better as well. And to Paul's point about the pass rush, Minnesota, they studied film too, and those stunts and the games that the Patriots like to do on the pass rush, they were ready for them. They manipulated their pass blocking to counter that. And so it was a good reminder that the other side, they're studying film too. They get paid too.
Let's go here, because the Patriots' biggest opposition is not the teams coming up, I don't think. Penalties, mental errors. Agree or disagree?
Well, I think that's a huge problem. There's no doubt. I do think that the opposition has a lot to do with that. And when you make mistakes, when you have a face mask penalty and the other team is as good as you are, that's what the other team needs. You get a face mask on the sideline, you give a free 15 yards, that's going to lead to a touchdown against a team that can fight back. So you're absolutely right. I think 5 penalties, Mike, that led to first downs. 5 defensive penalties or special teams that led directly to first downs. That's about 4.5 too many in a game. You can't just give away free yards like that and free opportunities. And Mike talked about the running into the kickers, just a really, really enormous penalty in a tie game in the fourth quarter.
And you've been around this team, Paul, for a long time. I mean, there's not too many years that I could look at and say this is the way the Patriots play. Like usually there are low penalties, very uncharacteristic for them. I would say in this game, and I want to be clear, the Patriots didn't lose because of the officiating. I thought they did get a little bit of a raw deal. But the best teams, Paul, I believe, can overcome that.
Exactly.
You know?
Okay, so don't go far, because we'll talk about the Buffalo Bills coming up. A tough, tough opponent. We all know that. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this. Stay with us.
Coming up on All Access.
See who has a surprise for Captain Devin McCourty.
And if you do a good job on them, then he checks it down or he runs. So we got to do a good job of team defense. What's going on here? How are you? Good.
And later, meet the Storlazzi family and Tales from the Tailgate.
That's a man sandwich here that we're going to cook up that we made yesterday.
We got pepperoni, bacon, pepperoncini, cheese.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. By Pepsi, Patriots watching better with Pepsi. And by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off.
Welcome into the Social Media Minute. I'm Tamara Brown. The Patriots plane was spotted in Charlottesville via social media, and ties were made to the UVA football program using it to attend funerals for 3 players whose lives were taken abruptly last week. Robert Kraft donated the plane to UVA to support the Who's as they try to navigate the tragedy that struck their program. Jonathan Jones was named NFLPA Community MVP of the Week for his work during the bye week when he took a trip back home to Auburn to host a tailgate to fight food insecurity. He also hosted a Thanksgiving dinner that week for people in Boston. Patriots players were spotted on social media this week doing karaoke at Matthew Judon's event that he held for Bridge Over Troubled Water. He had over 200 young adults at Spin in Boston, a ping pong facility hosting food, games, drinks, and more. That's all for this week's Social Media Minute. I'm Tamara Brown.
It's another Thursday night in prime time when the Patriots take on the division-leading Buffalo Bills in what could be one of the biggest games of the year.
We're excited for the opportunity.
After a missed opportunity Thanksgiving night in Minnesota, the 6-5 Patriots team is ready for another chance Thursday night against the 8-3 Bills.
I mean, there's been a saying around here for a long time, football starts after Thanksgiving, and, we're at that time. Every game, down to this point, for a lot of teams across the league or playoff caliber games, we're just at that point where teams are going to start to get eliminated from an opportunity to be in the dance. So we're definitely at that point.
It really starts with us and just playing the best football we can, and it's a great team that we're going against.
Last season, the Bills dominated the Pats here in December, and then they put a 47-17 pasting on the Pats in a wild card meeting in Buffalo last January. How bad were the losses? The Bills never had to punt in either game.
We got to compete better. I just think when you draw up anything, plays, any of that stuff, like at the end of the day, it's going to come down to just how well you can compete, how well you can make a play.
Pass is caught. Touchdown Bills.
And for D-Mac and the D, it starts and ends with slowing down Josh Allen. In those two big Buffalo wins, the 6'5", 240-pound quarterback tossed 8 touchdowns and 0 picks, while averaging an additional 9 rushes for 65 yards.
All 4 of us, whoever's rushing, just has to work together. We have to work together up front, try to keep him in front of us, force him to be a passer. He's a very dangerous passer, but I think we'll stand with that instead of him running all over us.
Meanwhile, the Bills' defense is banged up, but still one of the NFL's best.
Great players at every level, really well coached, attack the football. They rally to the ball. All the things that they've done for a long time, and it's a great defense and a big challenge. So we're just going to work and see where we're at.
This will be the finale of their 3 games in 12-day stretch for this Patriots team, and if they can pull out a victory over Buffalo, they're 7-5 with 5 games to go in the AFC playoff race. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
All right, Dan Roach, thank you very much for joining me now as Patriots tight end Hunter Henry. And I have to ask you this, what's the mindset of this football team right now?
We need to win, and we need to win now. That's one of the big, it's got to be our mindset. I know that is in this locker room. We're trying to get better every day, and this is when you got to play your best football. So we need to win.
The confidence of the offense. Would you say you're coming off your best game as an offensive unit? And where's the confidence of the offense right now?
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot better, obviously, than it's been, and we need to continue to improve on that. We did some good things, but didn't finish like we wanted to. We need to kind of overcome some of those things in the middle there and just finish better in the fourth quarter. But complete game-wise, there's some things we can take away from there and definitely say that we did well, and we got to continue to do as we go into these next few games.
All right, the catch that wasn't a catch, but everybody thought it was a catch. How much do you let that linger? And how much can you put it out of your mind right away? Everybody was frustrated. You were frustrated, the fans were frustrated. I thought it was a touchdown, but that's just me.
Yeah, I've moved on now, man. You got to get past it. That's just part of this league, man. You always got to move on. You can celebrate a win briefly. You can celebrate, sorrow over a loss, briefly, but you got to move on. This is kind of what it is in this league, and especially a play like that is tough. It didn't go our way, but just try to learn, just roll with the punches, man.
What makes Buffalo so good?
They're a complete team, man, and they just throw a lot at you. Offensively, defensively, special teams. Defensively, obviously, I get to, go against the whole game, but they're just a great defense. They have a lot of guys on their team that have been together over the last few years, so they have played together. Their communication's good. They're just tough. They don't give up big plays. They turn the ball over, so you have to be very fundamentally sound. You have to move the football down the field and execute, for a whole 60-minute game. As
the defending divisional champs, are they the team to beat?
They won it last year, right? They won our division, so obviously, they've proved it, and they proved it last year. So, this is a big game.
Thursday Night Football.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Hunter Henry, I guess we'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
The Patriots and Bills have played 125 times over a span of 62 years. New England has 77 wins over Buffalo, which is the highest victory total over any opponent.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and talk with Coach Belichick. Got a heck of an effort from your football team against the Minnesota Vikings. There's a lot of good you can take for it. It wasn't perfect, but frustrating that there was an opportunity there to win and you guys came up short.
Yeah, for sure. Just really not enough in the fourth quarter. Had the lead going into the fourth quarter and didn't come out with it. So we had our chances in all three areas of the game: offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah.
And just got to coach and play better than what we did.
When you look at the Bills now on tape, they got a lot of same firepower that they had a year ago. How much different are they on offense and defense from last January when you saw these guys? Because it's all the same names, right?
Well, yeah, well, a lot of the same.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's definitely, they've made some additions, and, they're very explosive offensively, score from anywhere on the field. And defensively, Coach McDermott runs his system, and he's plugged in some good players there. They're fast, they're athletic, and they play hard, and they're physical. So they're a well-balanced team.
Earlier in the year, he played against Lamar Jackson. We know that type of player that guy is. Kirk Cousins the other night made some good checks, made some great throws. I know Jefferson made great catches. But Josh Allen, the team is 23-1, Buffalo is, when he scores from the ground and when he throws a touchdown pass. He's a different beast, right, with his size, athletic ability.
Yeah, and I'd say their running game with him is it's just another dimension. Different than Lamar Jackson, but similar to Lamar Jackson in that he gets a lot of yardage in the running game for him, and that's huge, whether it's scrambles or design run plays or we'll see both, but it'll be a combination of those things, and that yardage that he gets as bonus yardage in the running game that most teams don't have that even if they have some, they don't have that amount of it that Buffalo has. That's really a big difference maker for him, and of course he has some very explosive playmakers that he can pass the ball to as well, so they're tough to defend.
Okay, you look at Josh, sort of a guy that 4 games, he looks perfect. And then recently he's had some issues. I know he dinged up the elbow, but as bad as things may seem in a game, you look at the Lions game last week, 23 seconds left, and he's going to hit that throw to Diggs. Play's never dead, team's never dead, right? Against the Chiefs last year, all that stuff.
Yeah, same thing against Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Took him back with whatever it was, 40 seconds, and got him down there for the field goal to put the game into overtime. So, he's tough.
Okay. Time now for the A's Ticket Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @513Joker. Scheduling. Fair to say you guys got a fair shake at it here. The fact Buffalo plays on a Thursday on Thanksgiving. You guys played the late game Thursday night. Nobody's on a short week to Sunday. Full 7 days till you play next Thursday. Benefit from the scheduling from that standpoint? A little bit?
I don't think it's a benefit. I think it's the same for everybody, and that's the way it's been. Dallas did that for several years. They had the Thursday game, and then they played the following Thursday. So this year it's us. So, with every long week's a short week. With every short week's a long week.
All right, sounds good. Guys will get some rest, too. If you want to ask the coach a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter @Patriots, hashtag it AskBB. Mention playmakers. We'll take a look at maybe Gabriel Davis, a couple other guys. Alan?
Yes, they got some good ones.
All right, there's your Belestrator. We'll have that for you later in the show. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
Coming up on All Access. We celebrate a special milestone for Devin McCourty.
Hey, Dev. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Daddy, for starting 200 days.
And later, Bill Belichick previews the high-octane Bills offense on the Belestrator.
Sees man-to-man coverage here, and so they pin and pull, and he audibles to a quarterback sweep, which you don't see that very often.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By AdCare. Be recovery strong. Speak up. Reach out. Ask for help. Call AdCare at 800-ALCOHOL. And by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bars. Effortless shave in one efficient stroke.
And if you do a good job on them, then he checks it down or he runs. So we got to do a good job of team defense.
Oh, an audible.
What's going on here?
How are you?
Good.
We don't usually give personal lauding to anyone, but special achievement made by special people deserves special recognition. And on Thursday night, Devin McCourty will appear in his 200th NFL game. So we have a collage made up of 200 photos from the games throughout Devin's career. They're all in here. So I want to be the first to congratulate you.
Hey, Dev. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Daddy, for starting 200 games.
What's going on, Dev? Congrats, bro.
D-Mac, congratulations.
Congratulations for 200 games.
Hi, Devin. I can't believe you're about to play your 200th game in the NFL.
Now, you know you're getting old when you started 200 games in the NFL.
And someone just informed me that my good friend Devin McCourty is starting his 200th career game.
Dev, my boy, congratulations with your 200 starts, buddy.
My brother, Devin, I can't tell you how proud I am of you to have your 200th start in the National Football League, all for one franchise.
We love you, Daddy, and we're so proud of you.
I did not expect that at all. Came here as a young pup, and accomplishments didn't matter, individual accomplishments. But it's been a heck of a journey. I'm enjoying every moment of it, and lesson I learned from my brother, from J-Mac, just enjoy the moment. Don't think of anything else but stay present and be in the moment. And, I think what would be cool for a 200th game is a win.
This profile is brought to you by Pepsi.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. We bring you another edition of our Tales from the Tailgate series, presented by Socios.com. This week, we introduce you to the Storlazzi family, where tailgating has become a family affair.
There we go, now it's cooking. Before you know it, everyone will be here and they'll be like cold and wondering what's going on, and I'll be pushing out food.
Got it? Yep.
Meet the Storlazzis, family patriarch Mike and his son Dave. Mike started a payroll company, and as he transitioned to retirement, his son has taken over the reins of the company.
My cousin said to me, "Hey Mike, you've got a computer, do my payroll." Like, I don't know how to say no to anyone, so I said, okay. My next question was, now what do I do?
My dad loves puzzles, loves challenges, loves to program. He developed his own software that we still use to this day.
So I don't know if you need to do it from this menu or
Yeah,
if you need to go into
yeah.
24, but now you can go in and you can get him programming.
Having my dad at work has its positives and negatives. You know, for some reason takes Mondays and Fridays off. I don't know why he wants a long weekend.
The Storlazzi family has been going to Patriots games since the 80s. It was in 2003 when they purchased season tickets. It was at that time that tailgating truly became a family tradition.
My middle daughter Laurie is the Patriots fanatic, like I am. So she made me for my birthday this book. Whether we're talking about, you know, meeting players, the family being there to watch tailgate, it's just a lot of great stuff here that she put together on her own for me. This is a letter I got from one of the now adults at the tailgate, but he was a kid at the time, and it just hit home on the whole family aspect of tailgating and of my tailgate. So I think I read the letter 3 times before, you know, I didn't cry and didn't well up and just got, you know, and it just hit home, and it was just so polite, nice, and apropos to the whole situation.
Normally the beer fridge, but it's empty because it's in the cooler.
You just saw me bring out the potatoes and the man sandwich for tomorrow, and some extra supplies just to doctor them up. This is my mother's Hawaiian chili. The main meal tomorrow after all this is done, bone-in cowboy ribeye, 16 ounce. I am marinating in 3 different sauces that I just buy at the supermarket to use. Found it makes life easy, and everyone likes it, so it's worth doing. We have a heater, we have a grill, and we have propane for both.
We're good?
I think we're good.
Yep, that, perfect. That's a man sandwich here that we're gonna cook up that we made yesterday. Hey guys, the chili's ready. If you wanna grab bowls and come over.
Chili is delicious. Hawaiian chili is the best chili.
You should go in the car and warm up. You can turn it on and everything if you want.
He thinks I'm getting old.
Really?
What's it called, a man sandwich? Nah, it's what Dan and his dad created back in the day. We got pepperoni, bacon, pepperoncini, and cheese, you know. For the tailgate, it's a good pass around while people are waiting for like the main meal, steak or lobster or whatever.
How's the steak? Steak is very good. I outdid myself. Watch, your sound guy's gonna test it out and tell me. We good there?
Oh, that is delicious.
We've been coming here to Gillette for about 20 plus years tailgating. Every year is different. You know, it has definitely not been stale, and it's always something you look forward to the next year. So we always make changes, adjustments, just to try to better the experience and make it more enjoyable for everyone.
If you have a tailgate story we should feature, go to patriots.com/tailgate and submit your story.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for the Belestrator. Coach, 3 good looks at the Buffalo offense right here. Starts with Davis, right backed up.
Right, well, when we say Buffalo can score from anywhere on the field, this is a good example of it right here against Pittsburgh. Ball's on the 2-yard line, and Gabriel runs a post here, and they're coming over to double cover him, and he just splits it. Allen airs it out, and it's all over. 98-yard touchdown. So literally, wherever they have the ball, they can score on any play, and they make you defend the entire field from the line of scrimmage to the goal line and from sideline to sideline.
And the fact these guys love to go vertical, probably not a good idea to give them free releases, right? Give them a head of steam.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, but
right.
the closer you get to them, the more space you got behind you. And here's Diggs. So ball's at midfield.
Free release.
And a little quick play action pass here, and a little stem outside, and then breakthrough against Tennessee. You know, another pretty good defensive team.
Great route.
And yeah, good route, good throw. And then last week against the Jets, 2 weeks ago rather, against the Jets, this is an interesting play here. It's third down and 2. You can see the sticks up here at the top of the screen. 3rd down and 2, and Allen sees the look here and changes the play. So audibles the play here. See the shifting go around on the road, tell everybody what to do. And
what do you think he's looking at? Everybody up, sort of an all.
I think he's looking at man-to-man
Okay.
coverage. So he's man-to-man coverage here, and so they pin and pull, and he audibles to a quarterback sweep, which you don't see that very often.
No.
And so there he goes. Here's his lead blocker. He just runs right by him. He doesn't need that, and just take it to the house. So a quarterback running for big yardage can score from midfield. Gabe Davis, Diggs, and all the rest of them, they have a lot of explosive players, and they have to do a good job of defending, a good job of tackling.
Yeah, important football month of December is here on us, and throwback uniforms. Good luck against Buffalo, Coach.
All right, thanks, though.
All right, there you go. There's your Belestrator. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots. Proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. By Pepsi. Patriots watching? Better with Pepsi. And by Dan O'Brien Auto. Come in to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan. Keeping it awesome.
Congratulations to Hull High School's Mike O'Donnell, who was our high school coach of the week. The Pirates won their first Thanksgiving game since 2009 to remain undefeated as they prepare to play in Saturday's Division VIII Super Bowl championship game at Gillette Stadium. Presenting the award is Patriots and Pro Football Hall of Famer Andre Tippett.
I want to say congratulations. I want to say good luck to you this weekend, and best of luck.
This is a family, and it just shows hard work pays off.
The Patriots Charitable Foundation will donate $1,000 to the Hull High School football program in the name of head coach Mike O'Donnell.
HK on 3. 1, 2, 3. HK. All right.
It's championship weekend in Massachusetts high school football, with 8 games being played on Friday and Saturday. 3 games will be played on Friday night. They'll be streamed on Patriots.com as well as CBSBoston.com. Then on Saturday, 5 more champions will be crowned, beginning at 10 a.m., with all games being broadcast live on TV 38, as well as streamed live on Patriots.com and CBSBoston.com. Welcome back to Patriots All Access, everyone, at Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Are we entering must-win territory with the Buffalo Bills?
I think that's probably a little strong, but you are running out of weeks, Mike. And in order to establish yourself as one of the haves, one of the teams that's going to be in the playoff, you have to start beating some of the teams that, quote unquote, you're not supposed to beat. I hesitate with it. I think this is a must-win for Buffalo. I think they need to find a way to win a game in the division and sort of establish their dominance. But we're a little bit away from must-win for the Patriots.
This last weekend, not good for the Patriots in terms of every team that could have helped them by losing didn't, and those teams won. You know what I think it's a must, Steve? I think it's a must play well. Like, you got to show that you can put it together. Like, I've seen flashes, guys. Like, offensively, I saw flashes the other night.
Yep.
Defensively, I actually thought in the second half they kept them, he gave them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Special teams, we've seen him win games for them. So I've seen flashes. To me, it's a must to put those flashes together into a 60-minute game.
Are the Bills vulnerable?
I would say a little bit, but mostly due to injuries. I think they're really dealing with a lot of physical problems, and that starts first and foremost with Josh Allen. I think he's got 7 picks in his last 5 games or something like that. I think the elbow has been a periodic problem. I think he's obviously playing through it. He's still great. I'm not telling you that, oh, this is a guy, the Patriots, he's ripe for the picking. No, he's great. He's one of the best in football. But I do think Buffalo has shown some cracks in the armor in terms of their attention to detail, protecting the football, way too many turnovers, way too sloppy at times, making it awfully difficult on themselves, but still a very talented team.
And just the way this turned out for them with all the snow that was there, this is their 3rd straight road game. So when you talk about vulnerability, you know, maybe that catches up to them. But like, I could go big picture here, Steve. You're talking about the Bills being vulnerable. That would be like getting a nice Porsche, but getting the base model, you know? I mean, it's still a really nice car. And so, you know, they might be vulnerable, but they're looking pretty good on the road.
It's pretty good. Right?
Yeah, fair point.
I like that. All right, so let me ask you this. What has changed with the Buffalo Bills? Because the last 2 times the Patriots played them, they didn't force them to punt once.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the injuries. And I know I'm talking a lot about the Bills' injuries, and the Patriots have plenty of injuries of their own, too. But I think there's a lot of personnel on both sides of the ball, and I think it starts with Allen and that elbow. I think that's a reason for optimism. And maybe you're not going to force 5 or 6 punts in this game. That's unrealistic, Mike. But can you force a turnover or 2, which steals a possession and allows you to sort of stay in the game?
And I'm going to flip this to the Patriots side in terms of what's different. The last time they were on the field, you know, Joejuan Williams was playing cornerback because Jalen Mills was on the COVID list. Patriots actually have almost all their top defensive players ready to go for this game. So if you're asking, Steve, like, what's going to be different? Why will the Patriots be able to make them punt? I think you have to feel like, well, at least we got our top guys. And if we can't make them punt with our top guys, we probably don't deserve to, you know, to be in the playoff chase as it is.
I can't even believe we bring this up as a subject, but it had to be addressed,
it had to
right?
be asked, absolutely.
Prediction time. What do you got?
I have a lot of respect for Buffalo, and Steve's going to get mad. This is the part where Steve gets mad at me.
I think he respects it.
I just think the offense is too much.
No,
it's
you're right, I'm going to get mad.
It's inconsistent, and they turn the ball over. If they don't turn the ball over, I don't see the Bills losing the game. I'm going to say 31-23 Buffalo.
I can see a formula where the Patriots win, so I do want to say that.
Oh,
I'm going to. You know where I'm going.
He's
Slow
really
the game.
gonna get mad
Slow
if
the
you
game
don't.
down with Ramondre Stevenson. limit their possessions, get turnovers, red zone. But Steve, until they show us that they can do it, it's a leap of faith. And I can't do it until they show us. So to me, it's prove it time for the Patriots. I'm going Buffalo 27-23.
And I'm going out on a leap of faith because I think the Bills are beatable.
All right.
All right,
I
guys.
like that,
Thank
Steve.
you
And
very
I'm
much.
shocked.
All right. That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Leese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody.